Hi, hello, and welcome. Today I am going to talk: is watching movies and series a good way to learn English? Today I also talk how I started my English journey, how how I faces problem and how I solve it. First of all, is clear your goal. If goal is not clear, you can't start learning English. It means like why you are starting learning English. What is the purpose? In my opinion, if I say, I also want to be highlighted, I also want to be smarter. While some students are speaking English frequently, like it is just a it is easy, as easy like I am when I am speaking Hindi, and it's look like very cool. One more thing is, I al- one more thing is that I want to travel the world, and I can't go through without knowing English because English is the most common language that all the world are used. Like if you go in anywhere in the world, if you know English, you can navigate yourself. You can solve your problem by yourself. You can buy food. You can get a house. You can get a hotel. Everything, and that's why I want to learn English. And how I started it. First of all, I started by knowing some fundamental things. Don't be don't go through the grammar part because grammar part is the most fast part, is that because it is very difficult to start with grammar. First of all, you have to start with the pronunciation and spoken thing. Like when you start learning Hindi, you don't go through noun, pronoun, sangya, sarvanam, these kind of thing. You start by saying some little words: water, ice cream, go, hi, hello, good morning. These kind of simple words, and then you are using sentences. And this is how I started. I am just figuring out some new words that can I use in my sentences, and it looks very fancy. And then I started watching movies, web series that are very easy to understand while enable the subtitle, because while listening you can't understand. You can also read the things that are going through. You can also read the caption. You know, you can know that is the meaning, and that is the pronunciation, and that is the word. And listening skill is the most important thing in this part, because you can't if your listening skill is not great, you can't learn English. Because if you start learning Hindi, if you are just a kid, and when you start speaking, how you start, don't there is no one that teaches you to speak this thing. You listen your parents, your family members while speaking this thing, and you start speaking those words and sentences as it is. If you watch movies and web series and you listen that things, and you start slowly spoken that things, and that is the most important thing. Learning conversation is a very important thing. And there was a real life examples, like if I give, like I will take a example of, you are sitting in a meeting, you are sitting in a big meeting, and there was a serious conversation are going on how to boost our company, how can I how can we do how can do more sales. These kind of topic are discussing here, and you are sitting on that meeting. You have a great idea, but everyone on that meeting spoken in English, and you don't know single word of English. How can I? You know English, but how can I spoke that my thoughts? How can I represent my thought while in English, in the language of English? And that you miss the opportunity. Maybe your idea is so great, and maybe your company give you promotion, and yeah, this thing makes learning fun and engaging because you are doing something different from your regular life. It could be engaging because you are learning something new things. When you start learning new things, minds always trigger that, hey, the guy was, I think, learning new thing, just process this thing. Your mind will running so fast, analyze all the new things, and it will be fun for you as well. But movie can be distracting if you watched without any purpose. Like, if I say, sometimes I also get distracted while watching movie. But like, I just when I started watching movies, after a while I thinking that I just want to watch my favorite movies, and I just cut that movie, and just I started watching I started my watching my favorite movie in Hindi language, and I distracted. But I controlled myself, and I just come back and watching movies. Like, I just started the web series Friends to learn English. Eh, Friends is the very this series is very best to start your learning to improve your listening skills, because they use very simpler sentences of English, the purest form of English, simple tenses, simple words that you can understand. And if you listen carefully, you can also learn that things. And best way to watch movie is the always on the subtitle and focus on learning. Don't be distracted. And in the bonus tip, I just found a new app. Not app, there was application. There was AI. The AI is speak and learn. Improve. Speak and improve AI. The way you can talk with the AI, and they will suggest things. They will correct your English. There was a lots of option. There was give some questions. You can listen it and you will answer on English. If you're afraid to, where I can where I can analyze my, is I am speaking correct or wrong, because lots of students afraid to talk with their parents or maybe their friends or maybe the teachers. So they don't know how can analyze myself, how can I check myself. So maybe there was doubt, so you can go there and you can watch some movies and web series. I just suggested you to watch, like Friends. In anime, I just suggested Death Note, because it is very, very, very cool concept based move anime, and is very interesting and very short anime web series. So a very short anime you can watch it very quick, okay, if you have a very less time. And these things are the points that you have to make sure that you have to clear while learning English. For today it is end. Thank you and goodbye.